All right, everyone. I just got done modifying this Vox 847, and I thought this would be a good time to show you how to install a DC power jack in a vintage wah or vintage crybaby. For this mod, we're going to need a round DC power jack, a 220 UF capacitor, 35 volts or higher, 35 volts to 50 volts will do, and a 0.1 UF capacitor. When you're looking at the power jack, the center pin is the negative. That's the center pin right there. So this pin right here is our negative, and that gets wired to ground. The top lug up here is our main positive wire, and that's going to go to our PCB. And the inner lug is the positive for the battery. Once we drill the hole and install it where we want it, we're going to clip the zip tie that holds the battery wires in. We're going to pull the red wire close to the jack, snip it, strip it, and we're going to solder it to this top lug right here. All right, yours should look like that. Next, we're going to strip the red wire that's on the battery, and we're going to add a longer wire to go back to the jack. The other end of the wire is going to get soldered to that center lug right here. All right, yours should look something like that so far. We have our red wire to the PCB on the outer lug there, and our red wire from the battery clip in the center lug. Next, we're going to add a ground wire or a wire from the negative to either the black wire on this jack or the purple wire on this jack. Either way, that's ground. So I have my wire soldered up to the center lug, and I'm going to get the other end. And again, I'm either going to solder it to the black wire on this jack or the purple wire on this jack. All right, yours should look something like that. Now, if you're running really clean power, you might be able to just get away with wiring it up like this, but it would be better if we put a power filter in place. So when we're looking at the electrolytic capacitor, which is the 220 UF, the negative is marked by the white stripe. So the lug on this side is negative, and on this side it's positive. Our 0.1 UF capacitor doesn't matter which direction it is, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder the legs together. So I'm going to take this leg and solder it to that one. And I'm going to take this leg and I'm going to solder it to that one. I don't know if that helps out visually, but I have our 0.1 UF capacitor soldered parallel with the electrolytic. Okay, next, again, the white stripe marks the negative side. So this is the negative side. This is the positive side. We're going to solder the negative leg to our negative on the jack, like so. And the positive, we're going to solder that to the side outer jack here. All right, and yours should look something like that. We have our positive side soldered to the outer lug and the negative side soldered to the center pin negative. All right, that's our power filter. Let's plug it in. And there you have it. Let's plug in a battery. Of course, it has to be plugged in to work. And there it is. Thanks for watching my video. I have another video on my channel, how to fully modify the Vox 847, that shows you how to do a lot of these mods, like the 3-way voicing toggle switch, control knobs for the mid-range sweep, gain and volume, true bypass, and LED lighting.